if you play this out to make the tools even better, in like 10 years, let's say your kids are in high school, are there ways that you would want them using AI because you think it would accelerate them intellectually, and ways that you would advocate for them not to use it, or things that you would have concerns about?
I mean, I think that there's some things that you need to be able to do yourself. I think that that's a lot of the basic fear that people have around this.
I agree with that.
Is that while we're building these amazing tools, we get away from this self-confidence and ability of being able to do like this basic stuff yourself. So it's like, all right, you have a calculator, but it's still good to be able to do kind of basic math in your head, because there are a lot of things that come up throughout the day that you just want to have a general numeracy around, right? That often they're not expressed in numerical terms, but just in terms of understanding trends or understanding arguments that people are making, you kind of need to understand the shape of how numbers come together. And so I think one of the big debates is like, should we still teach our kids to program computers? Even though you're going to have these tools in the future that are just so much more powerful than anything that we have now to produce incredibly complicated pieces of software, I think the answer to that is probably yes, because I think teaching someone how to code is teaching them a way to think rigorously. And that even if they're not doing most of the code production, I think it's important that you kind of have the ability to think in that way. And I think it's going to just make you generally a better thinker and better person. So yeah, maybe that's like this generation's version of calculators. It's like, so you'll want to use the calculator, but you'll also want to be able to generally do without it. Other ones like language, I don't know. I mean, different people can come out. I mean, I think this is one of the interesting questions about parenting these days. Is like, is just kind of like what's important to teach your kids in an era where so much is going to change over the time that they're even in school. Language, I think you can make similar arguments. I think that there's a lot of it's probably going to be less functionally relevant in the future to learn multiple languages, but it sort of helps you think in different ways. I've found from the languages that I've studied that a lot of it, you learn about the structure of your own language. You can, you also learn about the culture, right? Because so much of how things are expressed in different places is tied to the nuance and the history of kind of how. So I think that's all valuable and interesting stuff to get into. But then, I don't know, at the same time, we only have so many hours in the day, so people need to prioritize what they're going to learn. And it may be that, okay, in a world with perfect translation, which, by the way, we basically just announced on the Ray-Ban Metas that now you're going to be able to just like you go to different countries. We're starting out. Yeah, we're starting out with just a few languages, but we'll roll it out to more. And you could be traveling anywhere and you have your glasses and they just translate in real time in your ear. So it's wild. So I think people are going to need to choose what they want to focus on going forward.